What's up, YouTube? Just want to do an update on the Laser Beam of Truth channel and kind of let you guys know what my summer's been like, what I've been up to. So I have had a really long list of projects to get done for myself, which was finding a way to heat the greenhouse I built last summer that was economical and made sense. And the only thing I could really think of was an outdoor wood boiler. And so that's kind of the route I went. Found this used on the Facebook Marketplace. This is a Timberwolf 5000, which means Timberwolf rates it for heating a 5,000 home. Last couple of days I've been digging out and pouring these concrete and paver filled slabs. As you can see, there's a little bit of water puddling in this, but that's not a big deal. I'm just going to drag it and get it a little bit further back this way, and then start making the connections. Basically, we've got a couple of lines here. The loop is actually a 2-point loop. One of those hoses is going to go to the house, where it will go into a heat exchanger in my hot water heater first, and then it will go into a plenum heat exchanger, which is basically inside my furnace. So when the furnace kicks on, it will pump the hot water from the boiler into the heat exchangers, where it will heat both my hot water and the house. From there, the water line returns back down in the ground here, and it goes into the greenhouse, and there's another heat exchanger in the greenhouse before returning back to the boiler. And I've got 2 lines from the greenhouse because I'm going to have power. This is the power line that I'm going to wire from the house. So this is going to go into a breaker in the house, and then one of these lines is going to bring constant power to the greenhouse, and then the other line is going to bring a power supply that is dependent on the thermostat in the boiler, which will basically mean that anytime the boiler pump kicks on, the pump in the greenhouse, or the outlet in the greenhouse will also kick on, so that the fan that I'm going to plug into that will turn on at the same time that this boiler pump turns on, so that it can blow and circulate the air. There's actually a separate pump inside the house that I'm going to pull up to the house with, so when the house needs heat, it's going to pull on that one. I'm not sure if that's going to work well or not. If anybody sees this video as a heating and cooling specialist, I do have a secondary outlet that I could use, but that would basically, what I'd be basically doing there is I'd have to turn one of these into input, so I would circulate back into one of them, and then have like a manifold, so that the manifold can pull off of the boiler fluid from different locations. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to work well the way that I'm setting it up, but worst case scenario, I'll have to fiddle around with it later. The main project, though, that this is actually something that I kind of got, and I didn't really put the time into it that I needed to, and now so here I am in October working on it, and fortunately we haven't had really cold weather. Somebody up there is looking out for me. But this is the main project that I've really been working on all summer, and I kind of have had to abandon it at different points, mainly to work on the boiler and get things like ready inside the house and dig the trench and run all the lines and power lines and all that stuff. But this is the project that I've really wanted to get done this summer, and it doesn't look like I'll probably get there, but that's okay. I'm hopefully going to be a lot closer to being done by the end of the, by the time the snow flies. So this is my outdoor fireplace, and last night and today I just got done creating forms for my bench. So this is basically going to be a bench tier that's going to go the whole way along, and I've got a bunch of bricks over there yet. These are bricks, and I'm going to lay one more layer. As you can see, it's kind of messy in there. I've got to clean it up. There's a bunch of residue and stuff that I've got to clean up, and then I'm going to lay down one more layer of fire brick, so that there's 2 layers here. And this is basically the grade that the that the cement is going to be going up to. So I'm going to have cement right from this all the way to here. And it's not just going to be cement. There's also going to be a lot of rocks in there. As you can see here, I've got this piece of concrete board that's about 1.5 inches or a little over an inch away, and I'm going to use it to basically wedge different rock faces into the face of the form, so that when I pull the form off, there's going to be a bunch of visible rock showing. A lot of these are you know, cool slabs, so they'll be really pretty slabs that are going to be basically just stuck right in the concrete. And right now I just got done taking a bunch of structural mortar, and now it's starting to rain. Some of it's going to leak through, but basically I just wanted to fill any cracks or crevices with the excess mortar that I had from the batch, so that when I go to pour concrete, there's actually a big one right there that I didn't get, or maybe it's the water rinsed it out. But a few cracks and crevices here and there won't be terrible. I'll caulk those just to make sure that there's not a bunch of concrete running through. And once I get these forms all set, I've also got some wire mesh I've got to cut up and reinforce this whole thing with wire mesh. As you can see, there's concrete board here. This is actually going to be left as the bottom of the concrete itself, as it were. So when I get done, I'm going to be there's some bricks under here, and I'm just going to pull these bricks out and knock them out, and then the support for the form will be gone, and then I'll just pull that out. But then I'll have a solid concrete span that's, you know, 4 or so inches thick, reinforced with steel, and should be strong. And in addition to that, should be really pretty. I'm going to use black tint in the concrete that goes into this shelf, so it's going to be dark concrete with the contrast of all the different rocks sticking, you know, right on the face of the concrete. So it should be really pretty. Can't wait to see what it looks like. This is actually one of the things that I definitely do want to get done before the snow flies and stuff. This is a really big piece of granulite that's going to be right on the edge, and I've got it kind of cemented in there just to hold it in place again. And I'm doing my very best to try and make sure that none of this gray mortar is going to be visible touching any face form areas, so that the concrete that anybody sees will be, it's either going to be black or dark concrete or rock. So that's what I've been up to on the Fireplace project. Have had really almost zero time to get on this lately, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of show a quick update on that. And the boiler hopefully will not have any snafus, but if anybody's paying attention to what's going on in the world right now, it sounds to me like energy prices are going to be absolutely ridiculous this winter. So this is what I'm basically betting on to be the most reliable source of heat, that I don't even have to worry about the price. It's just going to be a lot of physical manual labor. I live on 80 acres here. We've got just tons and tons and tons of trees that fall down on any given storm. So all I really need to do is go out and clean up the woods of anything dry laying around out there, and I'll probably have more than enough to get me through the winter. So that's the update on the Laser Beam of Truth channel. As you can see, it's starting to rain, so I'm going to go inside and maybe make myself a cup of tea. Take care. Hope you're doing well.